also another poem that's from my book. And so this is actually from a group piece that Catzie and I performed, but I'm just going to be doing my verses. One of the reasons why I wrote this book is because I wanted to be able to do something where I could give back to the community. And another cause or another issue that Catzie and I together, but also myself individually, have tried to raise awareness about is the issue of human trafficking, sexual slavery, modern day slavery. And so all the book sales, all the profits from my book sales are donated to an organization called Odinati. The main organization is situated in Mysore, India, and they work with women and children in India who they rescue and rehabilitate them through yoga. And all of these women and children have been trafficked and forced into some form of slavery. So there are a couple satellite organizations. So that's the main organization, and there's a satellite organization in the UK, and there's one here in the United States, and I think there's one more someplace else, but I can't remember what country it might be based out of. But as I said, all of the profits from my book sales go to Odinati. So I do have a couple of poems, 3 I think, in my poetry book that focus on the issue of human trafficking and or sexual slavery and or modern day slavery. And so the poem that I'm going to share with you today is called Their Hands Are Never Clean. And it's a poem that focuses on child slavery. And so these are just my verses. When Catzie and I perform this poem together, there are 6 verses. She does 3 verses on 3 different children from 3 different countries around the world, and mine is the same, 3 different children from 3 different countries around the world. So this is Their Hands Are Never Clean. Child number 1. I was 9 when I was brought to a priest in northern Ghana to atone for my grandmother's crime of stealing an earring. When I was 13, he forced me to have sex with him. I didn't resist. If I had, none of the other slave girls would have helped me anyway. No matter what she does, it seems her hands are never clean. From other people's sins, she's forced to redeem. And from all that she's seen, she's afraid of her dreams, where spots stain her skins are red like blood about to clot, starting at her hands and spreading to her crotch. She cries in her sleep, but she's powerless to stop it. Out on the spot, she screams, though the guilt is not her own. She knows her whole family left her abandoned and alone to be a slave to a man she has never known. And though she's barely grown, she bears him 3 children he won't claim as his own. She loves them, but she can scarcely feed them. She feels the dust set along their bones, full-blown despair and a hope overthrown. She grieves that for them there can never be a home, like soup can't really be made from cold, hard stone. Child number 2. The rebels told me to join them, but I said no. Then they killed my smaller brother. I changed my mind. No matter what he does, it seems his hands are never clean. From the blood that burns through his skin, marks of a singe and cinches his soul to steam like the smoke from his automatic gun, for he's a trained killing machine. Well, that's what they want him to be, but he's still just a boy, barely 10 years old. His tongue tips with terrors untold of dismemberments and rapes and babies who were shot where they crawled, prisoners from standoffs who were mauled by dogs. He's gave him such nightmares, so they shot him up with drugs. Now the world's a dying dream, and he hardly hears the screams of the souls they've amassed, fighting for freedom? Freedom at last? He's not sure, but he knows the future must bury the bones of the past. At least that's what they said when they shot his little brother dead with 2 pistol blasts to his head. Now with fingers tightly clenched, he nightly sends prayers to the dead and asks God why he survived when a lie feels so much like hell instead. Child number 3. I went to the city and asked the man for a job. He asked what kind of job. I answered on the harbor. But when we were heading out to sea, I said, where are we going? Where is the harbor? Then I saw the fishing platform. I had heard about the Jamal, and I didn't want to work there. No matter what he does, it seems his hands are never clean. From the stench of reeking fish, set deep in his skin. And every day he's on this fishing platform, his darkest fears seep in. Like during yesterday's lightning storm, the waves roared for another boy to sweep in. And he's nearly certain next to be him because he thinks the water fills out for those who can't swim. But he doesn't listen when the other boys tease, he just keeps a close watch over the sea for a boat carrying a man who'll save and leave. The same man whose lies about good work for good pay he eagerly believed. The same man who tricked him and sent him to this place. For so long now, he's lost track of the days, so he works hard to avoid getting dragged in the waves by tangled netting, gets snagged in so many ways. He doesn't want to get trapped and be gone without a trace. Who will tell his mom what happened? He'll become another no-name boy with a forgotten face. So day after day, month after month, his senses grow sharper while he patiently works harder and looks to the shore each afternoon as the light starts to fall darker. And as the night marks another day and life's been bartered, he wishes to Allah that he could walk on water.